Okay, so I recently did an open house and this home dropped in price by $300,000. We had about 30 buyers walk through in this single weekend open house, and we still had 0 offers that came through. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why this is happening all across Toronto right now. So if you're a seller, this is a video that you really want to pay attention to because there's a lot of understanding that goes into this. But first, if you're new to this channel, my name is Clement. I'm a real estate broker. And in this channel, we talk about everything to do with real estate in the Greater Toronto area. So this situation really sums up what's going on in the market today. This house here, this detached house, was a home that was originally purchased a few years ago. I'm talking 2018. And just like a lot of sellers last year, they tried to sell the home just because the market was shifting just a little bit. And they listed the home for 1.69 and they got an offer of 1.53. Now, at this time, I was not representing the seller. So they had their own situation going on. And here's where there's 2 things that you have to understand as a seller. So one is this greed, and there's also the aspect of not working with a real estate professional, real estate broker that one knows this stuff, and obviously the second thing, gets the job done. If I was representing the sellers at that time, I would have really shown them the numbers to give them that encouragement to move forward with that offer of 1.53, because that was the best bet at that point. Whenever I'm sitting down with a seller, I always say this: the market determines the price of your home. Buyers determine the value of your home. And our strategy as your real estate broker or the listing agent determines the result. At that time, from my understanding from the seller, there's a little bit of both. The agent did not represent them the best way, and also the seller had some slight grade. Obviously, they wanted a little bit more because of their own personal situation, which I'm going to get into. And I should also say it's okay for you as a homeowner to feel like you should be getting more. Of course, you've done all the work to your home. You've done everything to your home. You've upgraded it to look the way it does today. So you want to get back the value you put into it. So I do understand where a lot of sellers come from when it comes to this, but you really have to understand the buyers are the ones who set the value of your home. And if you don't match your want to fit what the market is telling you, then you actually end up hurting yourself. Fast forward to this year, 2026, they had a home listed for 1.288, which obviously brought a lot of buyers into property, brought so much more, and they put an offer date on it as well. And this clearly brought traffic, which hence why you saw the number of people who came into the open house. But even with these changes, they still got no offers, even on the offer date, even after the offer date. Usually sometimes some agents call you after the offer date. They still did not get any offers. We're talking about a $300,000 drop, but still no offers. And here's the thing that surprises a lot of people. So even with this huge number of traffic, to be exact, we had about 35 buyers who walked in to the home. I talked to every single buyer that walked in there. These are strong buyers. This are not buyers who don't have the funds to do it. I'm talking about buyers who already had their homes paid out and they're looking to move into a much bigger home because the house was a detached home, and a lot of buyers walking in were from townhouses. They have the full townhouse paid off, semi-detached. They have a smaller home. They're from the neighborhood and they are just ready. And as a seller, this is very important because in today's market, being close on price is the same thing as being completely off. And here's the breakdown. Buyers right now are not emotional at all. They're not rushing the process. They're not overpaying for any property. They're looking at all the options they have on the table because they do have those options, and they're looking at value today. They want to make sure, okay, is this house actually going to bring me a whole lot more down the line? And they're willing to walk away if something does not feel right. And what I saw at this open house confirmed everything was very important. I'm talking, I had a buyer who changed her mind because the stove was not gas. The stove we had there was electric. So this is the type of options buyers have. But the other side of it is there's a lot of serious buyers in the market. This is something I really have picked up this year as well. They're ready to move. And this is important for sellers to really understand. You want to leverage the market, understand where the market is. And in a market like this, you do not get rewarded for being almost right. You get punished pretty much. And how do you get punished? Your home stays in the market for a whole lot longer than you really want. You go through a lot of price changes. So these changes that are happening, by the way, the public can see the changes you just made. So any buyer that's coming to look at buying your home, they'll look at it and say, okay, how long has this home been in the market? They won't just see that it's been updated and it has been listed now for 2 days. They'll go ahead and they'll look at the history of it, and they'll see that this home has been in the market since last year June, and it has not sold. How come? So what's going on here? So a buyer is walking into your home already with that negative mindset of, I wonder why nobody's buying this. Like, why would I be the one to buy it? Okay, so if I'm the one buying it, it has to be of better value for me to do it. So a lot of sellers miss this, and it's usually that first 14 days is key. It's huge for a lot of sellers, and they miss that part. This is something that I always break down for a lot of my clients when I'm meeting them in person. A lot of sellers are in this position. They're basing their decisions not on what the market is saying, but based on what neighbor so-and-so has sold their home for, but you're not gauging when did this happen, or what's the situation on why their home sold for that, and what's going on with their home in comparison to this. It's a very emotionally based decision today that we're dealing with. So what's the lesson here? The longer that gap exists, the more the pressure builds, and the harder it becomes for you to recover as a seller. So if you're thinking about selling your home this year or coming into the spring market in the summer, reach out to me. I have a link in my description here where you can reach out to me directly, and I'll send you a comparable market analysis and set up a time to come to your home and see if it makes sense for you and I to work together or not. But until next time, see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.